Hello, this is Marek from Solo, and today I have a huge game for you. This game is called Era of Tribes. It was created and published by Arne Lawrence, and thanks Arne for sending the game for review. And as you can probably see from the cover, this is a history, like civilization game where you play as one of the tribes that are available in this game, and you try to go through different eras like Bronze Age, medieval times, and you try to conquer the different lands and different areas of the map. You have to develop different technologies, you have to build cities, you have to trade, you can get taxes, you can fight battles, and it has everything that a civilization game can have. This game is huge, the box is huge, it's heavy, there's a lot of cardboard inside, huge map, player boards and everything. You can see how the game looks like here at the back of the box. This game is quite difficult because the heaviness of this game on Board Game Geek is above 4, so it means it's a quite heavy game. Not only heavy in terms of weight, but heavy in terms of gameplay. There are a lot of rules here that you have to learn before you play the game. The rulebook is like 32 pages, I think. But it's always with games like this, like Euro games, there's always a lot of things that you have to learn before you play. But once you play the game a few times, everything gets more intuitive, and the games go like smoother, and the gameplay is faster. So you have to learn a lot because it's a heavy game, but the gameplay will be rewarding, and the more you play, the faster it will get. I want to show you the components. I want to show you how the game looks like. So we'll open the box and I will show you the player boards, the game board, and everything inside. This is the English version of the game, but there are also rulebooks in other languages available. Here is, for example, the Polish rulebook I have here. You can download the other language rulebooks also from Board Game Geek. So let's open the game. I will show you the components, and then we will come back here. I will tell you what I think about this game, and I will tell you how the solo mode works, because this game is also playable solo, which is not an obvious thing for a huge Euro civilization game. You have a solo mode here. So let's do the unboxing, and then let's come back to sum everything up. This is how Era of Tribes box looks like. It's quite huge and heavy. You can see how the game looks like when it's on the table. This is the English version of the game. You can also get a German version, but I know that there are a lot of rule books in other languages as well. For example, I have a Polish rulebook here, because the game is mostly language independent, because you have a lot of icons and symbols on cards and on different boards. But here the rulebook is fully translated in Polish, so it's really nice. Let me open the heavy box. Okay. I think one of the biggest things inside will be the game board. It's quite huge. Okay, and what do we have here? This is some kind of an errata, we will see. This is the English rulebook. This is how it looks like. There's a lot of text because this game is quite heavy and quite difficult. I mean, in terms of rules and gameplay. So you will have to, read it and play maybe a few games to get a grip of it. And you can see a lot of rules, a lot of actions that you can take. This game is over 4. I mean the rating of heaviness on Board Game Geek, so this is quite a complex game. This is a back that you can use for some tokens in the game, and here we have the different boards, and these are the different tribes. Here you can see how the tribe board looks like. You have different actions that you can take: expansion, trade, taxes, diplomacy, improvement, bread and circuses, revolution. It's mostly language independent because you have all the symbols here that explain what to do with when taking a specific action. Maybe at the first glance it looks complicated, but if you play the game and you know the meaning of the different symbols, this will be quite helpful, because you can just take a look at specific action here and you will know what to do. And every tribe in this game is asymmetric, because every tribe has some specific rules and abilities different from other tribes. So this is cool because playing, for example, Gauls is different from playing Britons, and it's different from playing Slavs, for example. So this is really nice. At the back of every tribe board you have a sequence of a round, so you can use the unused tribe boards. You can give sequence of a round to every player, so it will help you to get through all the stages in a round of the game. We have a lot of different tokens, because you have coins, you have some barbarian tokens, you have some influence cards that will allow you to score points in different parts of the game when you advance through different eras. A lot of components. Okay, let me wow, a lot of boards. Okay, what do we have here? These are Gauls. Okay, Northmen. We have, okay, this is the battle board. This is also cool because when you have combat and battles in this game, it takes place on a separate board where you put your troops, and you have special dice that you roll, one for defender, one for attacker. So all the battles takes place on this special board. A lot of components and elements to punch. Iberians, Greek, cool. Okay, Carthaginians, and we have Romans and Germanics. Okay. No, okay. The rounds, some are in different languages. You have one in French, one in German. Okay, in different languages. Cool. Egyptians. Here we have different components in different colors for every player. You have different type of cubes and tokens. The square ones are vassals that you use to expand and to build cities on the map. So every player has got his own color. These are the cities that you can build on the map. Very cool. And there's a space on the city to put a vassal cube on it, because these are called, I think, factories. I don't really remember the name, but you can use it and put your vassals on other players' cities. Here we have some luxury goods tokens that you can acquire in the game. You have beer, ivory, spices, clothes, diamonds, furs, gold and wine. When you expand and you conquer different areas of the board, of the map, you can gain luxury goods that will help you to make your actions better and more efficient. Some more vassals. These tokens are boundary markers, because depending on the player count, you use only some part of the map, because the whole map will be like too big, for example, for two-player game. You can use it of course, the whole map, but if you want more, you know, tight experience, and if you want to, you know, meet other players and fight with them and have combat, it will be better to, you know, play on a smaller map size. Here we have some, I think they are called gray leaders that you can acquire in the game. These are like your worker placement pawns. Because as I said before, apart from the, you know, civilization part of the game where you build your civilization and, you know, you conquer the map and get new technology and build cities, this is mechanically, there's a lot of worker placement elements, because you have your workers that you put on your player board and you take different actions. Okay, some more cities and, you know, dice, the combat dice, one combat die for attacker and one for defender. You also have a regular d6. Okay, it's cool, different symbols, depending what symbols, you know, when you roll the dice, depending on the symbols, one side or the other can have some, you know, bonuses or, you know, disadvantages. So a lot of wooden tokens, as you can see. But to be honest, there are not so many elements, because all the color elements are dedicated for each player. So if you have all the components in separate packs for every player, you have some luxury goods tokens and, you know, military goods tokens. And that's really it. And you have a board and you have your player board, so not that bad. And this is the game board. I will try to show you how it looks like. Let me put the rest to the side, because the board is, I think, quite big. I don't want to damage it. Okay, so this is the part of the board where you can advance different technologies for your tribe. And this is the... let me show you. This is more or less the map, where you put your vassals, where you expand, when you can gain different benefits from the map. You can build like naval units, you can, you know, conquer islands. Like everything that you can imagine in a civilization game, you will find in Era of Tribes. So this is really nice. The board is even bigger. So as I said, you can imagine when you are playing a two-player game, the whole map may be too big. That's why for a smaller, you know, number of players, you can use only part of the map, because otherwise you will never meet other other tribes on the whole map. So this is how it looks like. Now let's go to the summary. I will explain to you, I will tell you what I think about the game. I will tell you also how the solo mode works, because the solo mode here works a little different than the regular game. So thank you for watching the unboxing, and now let's go to summary. Okay, it's time for a summary and time for my first impressions of the game. I have to say I really like Era of Tribes, because this is like a civilization game that allows you, you know, to progress. You pick a tribe that you want, and the tribes are asymmetrical, which is cool. And then you have a lot of options to, you know, to progress, because you can focus on different inventions, and you can focus on building different cities, and you can focus on expanding on the map, or you can try to, you know, fight and have battles and conquer provinces and locations owned by other players. So you have a lot of options. Also, what is cool is that this is in a way a worker placement game, and I like worker placement games. I think for me this is the best mechanic of board games, the one I like the most. And you have your leaders, and basically you have I think 6-7 actions to choose from every round. So not so many choices, like, you know, overwhelming. The different options, some options are less complex, some are more, because the most like advanced option is to expand, where you expand on the map, you conquer different provinces, you gain benefits, different goods, and you can build cities, build like your ships, and do the whole expanding thing of your tribe. But some other actions are quite easier because you can get taxes, you have some diplomacy actions, you can trade, you can advance to different era of your tribe, so it's like more civilized and you progress through time with civilization. And it's quite complex, I have to admit. It's not a game that you can open and read the rulebook in 5 minutes and learn how to play the game, because the rulebook is quite lengthy. You have some examples in it, but like you can see here, you have a lot of small font text and a lot of things that you have to learn and remember when you play the game. You have some player aids and you have some rule summary at the back of the rulebook, so this is nice and cool. But still, playing for first few times, you need to get to know the game, and you need to know what different actions do, how different actions interact between each other, and what you can do, what are the most efficient things that you can do in the game. But if you like heavy Euro games and you like civilization games, I think it's a great game for you. Another nice thing is that the game is not that long. I mean, it's not a civilization game that you will play for 6, 7, 8 hours. The box says it's 30 minutes per player. I'm not sure if it's really 30 minutes, but I think you can play the game under 3 hours for sure. The solo mode is even shorter. Okay, I will talk about solo mode in a second, but you also have an option in this game to choose different game lengths, because you have a short variant, you have long variant. You can play the epic long variant, where this one will really take a lot of time to finish, but there's an option to play the shorter one. So you can adjust it to the group you are playing with and to the time you have. Solo mode is here, and this is really great, because not every Euro game has solo mode, not every civilization game has solo mode. The solo mode is a little different here, because you don't really play against Automa per se. I think there is a solo mode where you play against Automa, but it's you can download it on Board Game Geek. I didn't play it. But the solo mode included here is a little different from the main game, because you play against barbarian hordes. And the game in this mode takes 10 rounds. And you have to survive for the 10 rounds, and then you score your victory points, or you can finish the game before the 10 rounds if you trigger one of the end game conditions. And the barbarian hordes, they expand every round, and they at some point they will get to your borders and you will have to fight with them. You will have to battle against the barbarians, and I think solo mode is more focused on battle than the normal mode, because in the normal mode, if the players are quite peaceful, they can even play the whole game without attacking each other. So the solo mode is more about fight and combat and battling the barbarians. I have one more thing here that I want to show you. I didn't show it before. This is the modular board for this game. Okay, this is a rulebook. I have also a rulebook in Polish. And the modular board is really cool, because you can, instead of having the fixed map that is here, you can use the different hexes here to create a unique board for your game, and it adds a lot to replayability. Because you have different modes, because you can use the modular board to have a visible map that you will see from the very beginning of the game, but also you can play a mode where you uncover different hexes during the game. So you have like this fog of war type of thing that you don't see the whole map, but you uncover it while moving with your vassals and expanding on the map. So this is a really great addition to the game. The game gets less predictable and more fun because okay, the map will be not historically accurate with this modular board, because the map here is like you have the Europe of the past, but modular board is cool because you can change the game, you can discover new areas, and every time you play the game the map will look different. If you want to see my review and more photos of this game, Era of Tribes, please visit my Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I will leave I will leave links in the description of this video. I will also leave link to Era of Tribes Board Game Geek page where you can read more about the game. Subscribe if you like the content, leave thumbs up, then I know that someone watches it and likes it. And thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.